Hi there, and welcome to Thursdays with Rose. We're going to be doing two recipes today. The first thing we're going to do is, yes, and we also have Kaylin. So Thursdays with Rose and Kaylin. The first thing we're going to do is the pumpkin bars. This is done on a sheet cake pan, a cookie sheet. So you'll want to have a cookie sheet, preheat the oven to 350 degrees, spray the cookie sheet, and then get started with your recipe. So we'll go over the ingredients first. We're going to have 2 cups of flour. We're going to have a 15-ounce can of our pure pumpkin, not pumpkin pie filling, pure pumpkin. We're going to have a 3/4 cup of our monk fruit sweetener. We're also going to have a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves. We're going to have 1 cup of unsweetened applesauce. We're going to have 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. And we're going to have a cup of liquid egg substitute, or you can use 4 eggs instead. We also have a cream cheese mixture that we swirl into these pumpkin bars before we bake them, and it's really yummy. So with the cream cheese mixture, we're going to have a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We're going to have our 8 ounces of low-fat cream cheese. We'll have a 1/3 cup of this monk fruit sweetener with this. And we're going to have 2 tablespoons of almond milk. You can use vanilla or plain. A lot of people like to use the vanilla. I have the plain, so I'm going to be using that. And then, after we're done with this, we're going to be making banana walnut chocolate chip muffins. So, for the banana walnut chocolate chip muffins, I'm going to have 3 very ripe bananas mashed. The riper they are, the sweeter your muffins will be. I've got my cupcake pan all set up with my liners. These are also done at 350 degrees. I'm going to use a 1/3 cup of honey. I'm going to use a 1/4 cup of our egg substitute, or 1 egg. I'm going to use a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to use a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. So we have our vanilla. 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. Then we'll be using a 1/4 cup of our almond milk with this particular recipe for the muffins. And then we'll be using 1 3/4 cup of our flour. We got a teaspoon of cinnamon. We've got a 1/2 cup of walnuts. You can also use a 1/4 cup of walnuts in addition to put on top of your muffins if you would like. And I also have chocolate chips. We have Lily's chocolate chips, no sugar added. I'm using dark chocolate for these. You can use white chocolate. You can use milk chocolate, whatever you would like. So I've got my muffin pan lined. And what we're going to begin with is actually going to be the pumpkin muffins. We'll get ready to get started. And I'll be right back once I get all my supplies out. Make sure I wash my hands and get my gloves on. So I'll be right back in about 5 minutes. But for you, it'll be instantaneously. So let's get this started. Welcome back to Thursdays with Rose and our guest star, Hayden. Yay! We're going to get started on our pumpkin chocolate chip bars. I have already our cookie sheet, so that's ready to go. And Hayden is going to help me with adding all the ingredients to our bowl. First thing we have, 2 cups of flour. Self-rising. You can use different flour if you would like. We've got a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves. 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. And we're going to stir that all together.
With the spoon?
With the whisk. Stir all the dry ingredients. And now, we'll add the wet ingredients one at a time. Excuse me. So we'll add our applesauce, 1 cup of applesauce. So scoop that on out of there. Scoop it out. We're going to get every last drop. Okay. Stir. We're going to use our 4 eggs, or 1 cup of egg beaters. Stir. Forgot to add our cup of sugar in with the dry ingredients, but that's okay. And like I said, I'm using monk fruit sweetener. So we're going to give that a really good stir so I can get that flour damp. We're going to be adding 1 can of the pumpkin. We're going to have to use the spoon to get that out for sure. This pumpkin's in there. It doesn't matter if anything's on the spoon. Just scoop it out. There you go. Good job. Get all of it. That's yummy pumpkin. Get it all, a little more. It's that time of year for pumpkin. Pumpkin everything. We love pumpkin. And a lot of people I know love pumpkin too. You can freeze these too. Freeze them in individual servings. And then take them out whenever you're ready for a nice pumpkin treat with chocolate chips. We're going to be using Lily's unicorn chips. They are so good. And sweetened with stevia, so it's the good chocolate. So, we almost got all that pumpkin out. And then we're just going to stir it all together. So give it a good stir. We're going to combine this well, but not over stir. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a good stir. And I've spread out our pumpkin mixture in our sprayed cookie sheet. And this is how it turned out. And we're going to go ahead and start the cream cheese part of this mixture. We're going to get started with the cream cheese mixture that goes on top and then gets swirled in. So we have 8 ounces of softened cream cheese here, low-fat Philadelphia cream cheese. We're going to also add 2 tablespoons of unsweetened plain almond milk. We're going to add a 1/3 cup of our monk fruit sugar substitute. We're going to add, let's see, a 1/4 cup of liquid eggs or 1 whole egg. And we're going to combine that. Oh, I'm sorry. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And we're going to mix that, combine it well, and then you'll see how this turns out. Once it's combined, I'm going to use a whisk to get it very smooth. It needs to be a very smooth consistency. I'll do the record in a minute.
It's almost.
It is. Okay. So I'm just going to put some dollops on here. Kind of spread it out evenly. Lots of dollops. There we go. Get some more over here. Make sure we get all the edges. This is so delicious and it's so fall-like. You can eat this in summer, fall, spring, summer, or winter. Whatever you would like to do. Don't move around too much. Get people dizzy. Okay.
Where?
So we're going to use a butter knife. And just swirl this through. make sure it's even here. I want to make sure it's well blended. I'm going to keep going through this. Okay. I'm going to put these in the oven for 25 to 30 minutes. I'm setting my timer for 25 minutes. And then we'll take a peek. My oven runs hot. Yours may not. And like I said, 350 degrees. And these are going to be delicious. So when we get back, we're going to take a look at our pumpkin cheesecake bars, and then we'll get started on our muffins. So thanks for joining us.
Ready?
So this is a bonus episode. We're going to make muffins for you, and they're chocolate chip walnut banana muffins. And they are delicious. They're moist. You can freeze these as well. Otherwise, you can just eat them. They're one serving is 1 muffin per person. I have my muffin pan here, ready to go with my liners. We have mashed our 3 bananas, and I'll make sure they're smooth. I'm going to add 1 3/4 cup of self-rising flour, 1/3 cups of honey. Honey, yummy. So we got a 1/3 cup of honey. I have 1/4 cup of olive oil. A 1/4 cup of almond milk, plain unsweetened. I've got 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And I'm going to mix this up, and then we're going to add walnuts and chocolate chips. For this, I'm using our dark chocolate chips. And they are Lily's as well. So their stevia is the sweetener. So we don't need to over mix this. Just get all the dry ingredients wet. And then we're going to fold in our chocolate chips. Yummy. And our chopped walnuts. And a teaspoon of cinnamon. And we're just going to fold this in. We're going to spread this evenly between the 12 cups. And these will bake at 350 for 20 minutes as well. So that's ready to go. And I'll show you how full these cups are in just a moment. Our yummy banana chocolate chip walnut muffins are getting ready to go in the oven, again for 20 minutes. And they're almost full, these muffin cups. There's a little bit of room at the very top, and that's it. So these might rise quite a bit. We'll see what happens when they come out. But they are delicious. So after everything is complete, we'll give you a peek at the finished products. So here's the finished product. I got 30 pieces, 30 servings out of our pan of pumpkin bars. And our muffins came out light and fluffy. And let's see how delicious they are. So Hayden, how good is that? Pumpkin bar. Is it good? What's it taste like? Pumpkin and cream cheese. Do you love it? And Shay is going to try our delicious muffins. So Shay, tell us how these muffins taste.
Yummy.
What's it taste like? Can you taste cinnamon and bananas? How about chocolate chips? And do you think you're going to like those? Great
I'll
snack.
eat 'em all.
Good dessert. Okay, thanks for spending your Thursday with Rose, and I hope you get a chance to try these tasty fall treats. And meet me next time here in my kitchen for Thursdays with Rose next week. Have a great day. So here's the finished product. I got 30 pieces, 30 servings out of our pan of pumpkin bars. And our muffins came out light and fluffy. And let's see how delicious they are. So Hayden, how good is that? Pumpkin bar. Is it good? What's it taste like? Pumpkin and cream cheese. Do you love it? And Shay is going to try our delicious muffins. So Shay, tell us how these muffins taste.
Yummy.
What's it taste like? Can you taste cinnamon and bananas? How about chocolate chips? And do you think you're going to like those? Great
I'll
snack.
eat 'em all.
Good dessert. Okay, thanks for spending your Thursday with Rose, and I hope you get a chance to try these tasty fall treats. And meet me next time here in my kitchen for Thursdays with Rose next week. Have a great day.